らっしゃいませ。お客様。
いらっしゃいませ。
Greetings, virtual wanderers. Aeon's here. If you love open world games and Japanese culture, you've definitely played the Yakuza series. But if you're an open world enjoyer and still haven't played the series, then I'm putting my foot down. You absolutely need to play it now. I mean, who wouldn't want to play as an actual Yakuza, roaming freely around immersive Japanese districts while doing all sorts of real life, well, city stuff? This video will help you get into the series, especially since Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2 are coming to the Nintendo Switch next weekend, and to the PS5 next month. And not to mention, the long-awaited Yakuza Kiwami 3 releasing next year. So are you the type that is hyped for it? Or are you leaning toward the side that thinks the remastered version of Yakuza 3 was already enough? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, enough yapping. Let's dive straight into what makes the Yakuza series open world, especially 0 to Kiwami 2, so special.
なら首洗って待ってろ。
These games have a gazillion amount of side activities. If I list them all, this video would turn into a boring podcast. So instead, here's a quick montage of things you can do in Yakuza 0 alone. And here's some extra stuff you can do in Yakuza Kiwami 2. But unfortunately for the cultured homies out there, we're definitely not showing the not so safe for work photo shoot. Now, not only does Yakuza have tons of side content, but everything feels connected and layered with each other. For example, you might have to dance to get 3 stars a few times before unlocking another whole set of sub-stories in the club, or the other way around. You'll need to finish certain sub-stories to unlock new minigames. The Pocket Circuit is a perfect example of this. It adds another layer of effort and reward outside of the main quests. Pretty cool, right? What makes it even cooler about the structure of the side activities is that it really incentivizes you to explore the whole city. So if you never go to a certain corner of the city, you'll never meet that one saleswoman in the sub-story. And trust me when I say you'll be missing out because she unlocks the Pocket Circuit minigame. So make sure you go to every corner of the city to get the most of what the game offers outside of the main story. Now, the best part of these side activities is that they affect and evolve the world around you, while you're playing through the already engaging main story, all while persuading you to play outside the main story as you progress. Some of these activities are unlocked after specific chapters, and some even later in the endgame. So this way, the game constantly keeps you engaged to keep playing both the main story and finally be the club owner kingpin that recruits pretty ladies on the street. In your entries like Yakuza Kiwami 2 and beyond, you can enter a lot of buildings seamlessly, and yup, no loading screens. Although it's not every building, the number of buildings you can enter is not small either. What makes it even greater is that the interiors are quite varied and detailed, so your short gambling trip to the casino/pachinko or convenience store/konbini is immersive. Speaking of immersion, it's not just about interiors, but the entire city. And I repeat, the entire city feels so alive and believable. The neon lights of the bars and shops, the streets full of NPCs chatting, being drunk, or just trying to go about their life, all of it is captured in the atmosphere of the game's lifelike Japanese metropolis. Actually, you know what? Just look at this. When you put it all together, what makes Yakuza's open world truly special is how well everything is packaged into one unique and amazing game. I mean, this is the only series that lets you literally be a Yakuza, living your daily life in a Japanese city that actually makes you feel like you're in it. Even something as simple as eating ramen alone on a beautifully crafted Japanese street can give you a sense of distinctness that no other game offers. For those of you who want to experience Japan or relive your time there, the Yakuza series is probably the closest thing you can get without spending money on a return flight ticket. And don't even get me started on the main story. Spoiler alert, it's emotional and full of surprises. Alright, that's it for now. Or is it? You really thought we'd just wrap up, play Yakuza, then get emotional while singing Dame da ne, didn't you? Well, not yet. Because we also want to talk about some things you can consider as feedback or critiques, so that the game can be even more special. But hey, if you're already sold, you can always hit that subscribe button and join our Discord server for more banter. Link in the description.
お客さんこっちの人やないね。旅行でこっちへ来たん？
First up, clothing customization. This is something that I expect to be standard in this kind of game. I mean, come on. You're a Yakuza, for Pete's sake. At least let me style my Yakuza how I want. It would make Kiryu feel more personal, right? Some of you probably wish he dressed a bit less bland in those cutscenes. Sure, newer entries have more freedom in outfits, but they're still usually either full costume swaps or unlocked at the very end of the game. What we really need are clothing stores where we can mix and match shirts, pants, and suits freely while making you look like that badass boss character that you can't play as. Let's just hope Ryuga Gotoku Studio hears this for their future Yakuza Kiwamis. Let's talk about monster vehicles now. Okay, fine. This one might be a little bit of a stretch, because Kamurocho isn't exactly a huge open world, but imagine if we could ride a vehicle or a rickshaw that lets you roam around the districts. And of course, we gotta mention the infamous taxi minigame in Yakuza 5, and the skateboard in Lost Judgment for this one. But how about letting us actually drive a car or bike outside of the minigames in the Yakuza main series? Or fine, I'll settle for a skateboard or a bicycle. That'd still be pretty fun. And speaking of districts, for the love of God, please at least change the main district. This one's more of a complaint than feedback though. I mean, I understand that the story of Yakuza 0 to 6 all loop back to that damn district, so it's tolerable, but please link your story to something other than Kamurocho. Although they did change it up a bit in their latest entries since we're apparently in Hawaii now, I still just wish the previous entries didn't always loop back to the old Kamurocho. Even if they added more districts and sometimes changed Kamurocho a bit, it still feels like it isn't enough to make the game feel like I'm not walking in the same boring neighborhood the whole time. And while we're at it, can we please stop or at least massively reduce the amount of random street fights we encounter too?
なんやお前は。
和樹、優也ってやつの言う通りだ。こんな奴らに金を渡す必要はねえよ。
はい。ふざけとんのかお前ら。おい、偽事ぶっ潰せ。
So that's it. The praise, the complaints, the what could have been. It's been a roller coaster journey, but in the end, with those insane amounts of side activities in an immersive Japanese world, I'm sure you'll be intrigued enough to play the Yakuza series and finally bet on that cat fight. I mean, dance your heart out on that club dance floor. If you enjoyed this video, check out our other videos on the channel. Maybe start with what really makes a game open world. Trust me, that one's really gonna shake your seat. That's it for now, and as always, happy exploring.